Guys, I have the one and only Elsrich here, and we are going to get into the tea. You are not going to want to miss this one. Elsrich, you are here. I am
Yes, I
so
am.
happy to have you. Guys, I have shared her tea, I have shared her receipts, and we finally have the woman herself here. She has arrived. And I don't know if I'll include our little blooper in the beginning,
Please
but
do.
maybe
It was fun.
so you guys see the struggle bus of us YouTubers as content creators. Like they're saying that we're in some, we have some deep misogynistic alt right plan to, and we're being paid by Justin Baldoni and we're his bots and we're defending him. We're part of the smear campaign. And when you see how ghetto it is with us just trying to just get this stuff out of here, you will realize
A
no,
mess.
no, I wish. Listen, they said they spending 100 million. Send some
Can
my
I get
way
my
because
coin? Where's my coin?
mm. But no, but so she has uncovered, guys, receipt after receipt after receipt, and it was actually I was like, what are we going to talk about because she's uncovered so much? But there's one thing I want to get to. But the first thing is that we started talking about how last night Justin Baldoni's attorney Brian Freedman dropped his response to I was about to say Ryan Reynolds, but Predator Pool's motion to dismiss. Remember that ridiculous motion to dismiss? And so we started to get into it. I've gone through it somewhat, but Elsrich, you were actually breaking it down for me. You want to just break that down a little bit for
Yeah.
everybody?
The way I do my content is I don't like to belabor the point, and I know there are people out there doing our explanations, and if you're me, and I don't know if you're like that, but I gotta go. I have a child, I have a husband, I got dinner to cook. In 2 to 3 minutes, what's the tea? So that's
Right.
kind of how like I've been getting away with my content. I feel like just trying to get to the
Mhm.
point super quickly. So just to kind of belabor the point and do the same here, the long and the short of the story is Brian Freedman is saying no, he cannot. Ryan Reynolds cannot ask for a motion to dismiss, and people keep assuming this also includes Blake Lively, but no, this motion that he submitted, this memorandum, I'm sorry, is specifically for Ryan Reynolds only. Brian Freedman still has about 3 or 4 days to respond to Blake Lively's motion because they don't have the same grounds. So really easily to make it make sense to in layman's terms, and I'm not a lawyer, by the way. So go talk to your lawyer friends, make them explain it to you. Don't sue me, I ain't got it. But what I know from what I read, don't try to sue me. I ain't got
They
it.
got me, so they gonna come up short. I ain't got
You're
it.
gonna be hard pressed. I sure
Oh,
don't got it. But the easiest way to make it make sense, if you're trying to understand what the memorandum is, Brian Friedman told the judge Ryan did not only hurt Justin's feelings, which is what Ryan tried to claim is I have freedom of speech, I can say what I want, and if his feelings were hurt by me being nice, pool, that's not my business. Except that's not all you did, Ryan. You actually went to WME and told them Justin is a predator, and right, I think a day or so after, it made the tabloids, it made the news. People were talking about how Wayfair's owner, Justin Baldoni, is a predator, and it started affecting him. He's had multiple projects that should have been coming out by now that have been halted because of those statements. And not only did Ari Emanuel try to hide that tape from us that we got, Ari Emanuel said out of his mouth he fired Baloney because he's a predator, and what he did to Ryan and Blake was not nice because you, Ryan and Blake, told Ari Emanuel Justin was a predator. And that is what the lawyers call tortious interference. Girl, I'm over here acting like I went to somebody law school. I want to reiterate, I've only been to Harvey Specter Lit. Pearson Specter Lit is the only place I've spent some time. I've done a stint on Suits. That's it. So don't listen to what I'm saying. Go do your own research. But
mine is
from what
Law and Order. my, my
yeah,
whole childhood to now, Law and Order on repeat. So
exactly. But from my understanding, the tortious interference, if you don't understand that, it's literally when you interfere with anything that has legalities to do with it and you interfere economically, you mess up, you disrupt something. If Ryan had never interfered with WME, Justin will probably still be with them. So that again, that right there is like the easiest way I can explain the tortious interference, which again is proven by Ari Emanuel saying on tape that he tried to hide. But I think shout out to Colonel Kurtz and CJ journalist, citizen journalist on X. I think she
yes,
uncovered that recording that Ari Emanuel says, I fired him because he's a predator. And that statement is originated from you, Ryan. So no, you don't just get to say, oopsie, I'm out. I don't have anything to do with it. And in my personal opinion, allegedly, that woman is the bone of your bone, the rib of your rib. Y'all getting sued, be sued together. Don't try to get yourself out of this. That's your woman. Stick by her. Go down together. So pretty much Bryan is telling the judge, I'm sorry, Bryan is telling Judge Lyman, if you want to dismiss the motion, we have enough to make our case even without the predatory claims. We would like you to give us leave to amend our complaint. So they said the judge can grant the motion to Ryan to dismiss in full, or he can grant it in part, or he can deny it in part. Either way, if your decision is not to fully deny his motion and move on with the lawsuit, and you want to help, Ryan a little bit, we want you to give us the opportunity to come back and actually add more things to our claims, because we got it. Trust me. And Bryan is not playing. He got it. He definitely got
Yeah,
more.
he definitely has. I mean, just us mommy sleuths and daddy sleuths that are out here, this the receipts that we're finding all over the place. I mean, these people are sloppy. They just have told on themselves in multiple places. And if you look at even the first opening statement, he uses Ryan's own words against
I
him,
loved it.
saying that Ryan said that he was too big to fail at this point and that he likes to drink his enemy's blood.
He will crush
And
them
so,
and
sorry,
drink their
crush,
blood.
crush him and drink their blood. And if you think about it, like, the fact that he's trying to separate himself from this lawsuit as though he did nothing, it's just, it's comical. Like
It's
the
lazy.
idea that, and even his motion to dismiss was deranged. It just seemed like more bullying tactics against Justin more than a real a motion to dismiss. Like every lawyer that has looked at this thought it was laughable on its face, just the things that were included. And you can tell by the language that Ryan Reynolds had his hand all in there. Like he held the pen to the lawyer's hand and made them write this because it didn't even sound professional. It was just so sloppy.
Yeah, I'll one up you. I don't think he held the lawyer's hand and wrote that. I think he wrote that and sent it to the lawyer and said, sign it. It read like a Deadpool script. That man wrote every word by himself,
Wow.
even claiming constitutional rights. So you just barely became a US citizen. Like, you out here claiming constitution, and which is why I love claiming my constitutional right of calling Ryan a predator. I love it because I learned
Yeah,
from him and his lawyer. I have the rights to say that, and he can't do
because
that.
that's our opinion. He said that it's opinion. No, he argued that it's opinion, but even if it was an opinion, it's also a fact. Like
Mhm.
he literally argued both things in that motion to dismiss. I'm going to get into that more later, guys, but that's just kind of the overview. Just understand we are in good hands with our attorney, Bryan Freedman, because he is our
100.
attorney. Okay. We cannot afford him. Like he may give alms to the poor and it may help some of us out, but right now this is our lawsuit and we have co-opted ourselves into it. So thank you to our attorney Bryan, because we know we're in good hands. Now,
100%. I have a
one
nickname for
thing,
him, by the way.
what is it?
Be free.
What? Be free. Yes. I was calling him the
Because
ice the
that
ice
works
king
too.
of Game of Thrones.
You know what?
Because
Because I made that statement before. I'm like, if Blake thinks she has dragons, you finding out this man is the Night King, really, and
absolutely.
he got Night Walkers.
I'm not gonna talk about how Game of Thrones messed that up at the end, but just know the Night King is here. Okay, the Ice
Mhm.
King. Now, one thing I could not find what this person was talking about. I was on TikTok and I was scrolling, and somebody started talking about you, and I think her name on TikTok is Beautifully You or Beautiful something.
I
It's
don't know.
she's a very gorgeous woman. She has like a photo studio. She kind
Oh,
of just gives
Bohemian Diva
me a diva. Why am I calling it? Maybe
from
because I think
Bohemian Visions. She is
why am
beautiful.
I'm calling her beautiful. So I'm sorry. Well, I guess that's actually a good
Works.
name. I just call her beautiful. So in my mind, Bohemian Diva translated into that. But someone was making this video about how you and her have solved this case completely. And
Yeah.
I could not find what this person was talking about anywhere. So do you want to go over how did the two of you solve this case?
It was by happenstance, pure coincidence. And she had just messaged me out of the blue that night to ask if I wanted to go on live, which I've done a couple of TikTok lives, but I'm not very comfortable on there. Like I make my TikToks, I edit, I post. My son is not in the background making noise, it's la di da. But I was like, well, my son is at home. It was getting closer to 9 p.m. I have to put the kid to bed. all that to say, we get on the live and we're discussing how, because I had just made a post about how Blake went to the Eras tour while claiming her kids was sick, which is why she couldn't go to Vegas to shoot. And so I had kind of immersed myself in a timeline of relevant events, and I was correlating Blake's movements on social media with the timeline of relevant events, which I love because they give you the date. All you got to go is go on these people's socials or just Google what they were that day. And it's not perfect. You can't find everything, but you can find about 80% of the information on their socials. So we were on live, just like if I was talking to you like this, but on TikTok live, and I was sitting in front of my computer, and I would say the date, and I would say, well, on say May 12th, she was at Eras Store. May 15th, she was here. November here, she was there. And while we were going through the dates and the motions, we realized if you really were to pick up a calendar, which that's a project I'm working on now, it's taking forever because there is so much to sift through. If you were to take a pen and paper and a calendar and map out which dates Blake Lively was working on set, even in the country, even in like on this continent, there was never a time she was ever alone with Justin where her bodyguard wouldn't have been there, where her nanny wouldn't have been there, where her makeup, because all the moments she talks about these things happening, we also have documentation and videos and footage that her bodyguard pretty much is at her hip at all times. He drives her to set. There's multiple videos of you seeing her show up to set, film, and leave. She's never like lollygagging, hanging around. So we were wondering, well, when did this SH happen? Considering whenever you said Jamie Heath, had the eye contact moment with you, you were not in a trailer alone. And you can't call somebody making eye contact with you while you breastfeed SH, because we know from a video I uncovered, your husband looked at somebody.
Can I just pause right here? Right
Go
here.
ahead.
I just want to say that this is incredible what you have discovered. But just about this thing with Jamie Heath, and I got myself confused. I made a post about how I was thinking it was when she was getting her collarbone, the makeup removed from her collarbone and called in the
Mhm.
trailer. That was Justin Baldoni. It was while she was breastfeeding. And
Yeah.
she always calls people in to talk to her in her trailer, even though she makes claims as though no more of walking into my trailer and all that when you're inviting people. So she invites him in, and instead of looking at her breastfeeding, he's looking her in the eye. And she's claiming that made her uncomfortable or sexual harassment, whatever she's claiming with that. And it literally is Emmett Till. She's
100%.
literally saying, the black man looked at me, looked
100%.
me in my eye with respect and not looking at my body. Like she really thinks she's so fine that all these men are just trying to look at her, trying to kiss her, trying to be with her because she's just such a baddie that what man can resist? Okay, sis. But the man is actually looking you in the eye, and you go and turn that into an Emmett Till moment. The black man looked at me. And I feel like Jamie Heath has not really been highlighted in this, and how disgusting that is. Him showing his wife's home birth, pictures of her, I think it was a water birth.
Yeah,
What a
doing the tub at
disgusting
the
mistake.
house. Yeah.
Yeah, and now she's saying that that was pornography. I mean, essentially, how nasty can you be that you're trying to destroy this man, his livelihood, his company, his reputation, his name, the movie, take everything from him because he looked at you?
Yeah.
And he's completely innocent in this situation. And it just harkens back to Emmett Till for me. And this is a very sensitive subject. She doesn't say, "Oh, the black man looked at me."
Of course.
I'm putting those words there because that's essentially what it is. And as in the black community, that is a very sensitive thing to make these type of false accusations because they had real life consequences. If you know what happened to Emmett Till and hundreds, if not thousands, of other men, because someone made a false claim, or a woman would claim, the black man whistled, or he walked next to me. Anything was used in order to destroy him. And this is the same playbook. I don't know. It just gives me that ick like that.
It's
I don't. Did
definitely
you did
there.
you with that at
I
all?
echo that. I echo that. And then when you look at her history of whenever because she had that complaint she filed against her makeup artist from, I believe, Gossip Girl, who she claims took pictures of her when she was sleeping. Well, you were asleep, girl. How'd you know he took your picture? That's one.
Right.
Number two, you said he applied lipstick with his hand. I've seen a plethora of makeup artists with your, cast. And if you gotta go, you gotta go. Sometimes like the smudge cannot be done with an applicator. And you probably were sitting there having a diva moment. I was like, do it. I can't imagine the makeup artist saying, hey, for this look, I will need you to smudge it with your finger, and her probably saying, that's not my job. I can just imagine this conversation happening. And the makeup artist was a black man. Keep that in mind. Everybody that you seem to have problems with and can't look at you, they can't touch you, they can't all happen to be people of color. And I'll always believe till this day, she thought Justin Baldoni was a man of color. I don't think she
Yeah,
knew that man was Caucasian.
because of the way that he looks, he can read any
He
type
could,
of way. You can't
yes,
really tell what he
100%.
is. He kind of looks racially ambiguous, but I think even with them using the nose prosthetic and for nice pull and making that really big hook nose, because it has, if you look at it from side, it has like
Yeah,
a lump here and it hooks down, which is making
100%.
fun of his Jewish heritage, which I believe was anti-Semitic, and Disney signing off on that. And even if you look at her and her friends, and guys, we're not making this about race. We're just pointing out the degeneracy of people like this who will use anything or just, this is how they think. This is not how
Yeah,
we're thinking. We don't care. I don't care what
yeah,
race you are. But what we're saying here is that just how nasty they are and how they will use these types of things to make fun of a person, to accuse a person. And if you look at Blake Lively's friends, all of her friends or any of the ones that she wants to take pictures with are blonde. The only black person I've heard of is the nanny that she claims she didn't have nannies.
the
But
nanny
then we
we've
hear,
never seen.
right, except we heard from Caitlyn, who said there was a nanny. And when one of the people who was harassing her were looking at her stories, it was a black woman. And when she went to go look at her thing, it said she was a nanny.
In
And
New
she said she
York.
looked like the nanny that was actually Blake's nanny. That was at
Yeah.
the South by Southwest, that hotel situation that
Event.
happened.
Yeah. As far as that,
So,
I completely agree with you. I think and then if we take a moment to look at that preserve blog she had, you look at that antebellum South obsession she has, you look at that obsession she has with Magnolia Pearl. In 2025, what brand is going out of their way to make and then the most obvious one is who gets married on a plantation, but we don't have time for that because I'm African, so that cuts deeper for me. Like I have time for that all day. So
all
again, there's no ifs and buts about it. That woman just does think she's superior. If your color does not match hers and you have a hue, any type of hue that's not on her level, you can't look her in the eye, because the appropriate response to somebody looking at you in your eye while you're breastfeeding or getting makeup removed is typical, because we have your husband saying he saw a breastfeeding woman and he just couldn't stop staring. So which one is it?
It's so funny how they keep contradicting themselves. Like how you brought out the receipt of her grabbing Henry Golding. Henry Golding. We're not gonna talk about. I ain't gonna go there. Okay, we are taking women. Henry Golding. And she decided to grab him by his junk. Improvise this, which would be a sexual assault in any other situation, but it was just she just improvises, and she grabs him in a simple favor. And then Paul Feig, he gets real excited seeing that happen to a man. He's married to a woman.
It's giving
I,
sus.
I am not saying anything about it. I'm just saying Paul Feig. Look
I'm
him up.
saying
He's
sus.
married to a woman.
I'm saying
Yes,
sus.
it is extremely sus. He gets real excited. Can you do it harder now? And this was improvised. This was not in the script. This was not what she was supposed to do. And yet she's claiming Justin Baldoni improvised a kissing scene and doing different things. And he's the director of the movie. And then we actually catch her improvising, kissing him and biting on his lip. The hypocrisy, like Ellsworth, please
I
help
might
me.
be having some breaking news for you, because just before I got on here, I have this. I guess I can say it now because I'll post it. But Page Six and I think the Daily Mail have both now covered the crotch grabbing situation, and the Daily Mail called me a lawyer, so I love it. Do not correct them. I deserve
Oh,
my
I will not
flowers.
correct them.
Do
I
not
saw
correct
your
them.
name in there. I was scanning. I saw your name, and then it was another article about the bakery. It was like Zach Peter, and I was
Mhm.
about the video. So I'm gonna shout you out as
Yeah, they
as
call me a lawyer and a YouTuber, and I'm living. I'm living for every moment of that. But Page Six claims they reached out to Blake's team and a spokesperson for Miss Lively. I don't know if you're able to pull it up, or if maybe I can on my end. But they claim a spokesperson for Miss Lively's team says they did talk to the director about it and Henry Golden before they did it. And I'm like, well, unless you're about to pull paperwork from back then, the Henry's lawyers got that writer and they signed off, I'm not falling for it, because you guys can make stuff up. And I need it in paper, I need it in documentation, because you, Blake, wanted the director of the movie to run script changes by you. How dare you? In what world do you think you can ask for script changes to be like, if you scroll down a little bit, yeah. A little bit further.
I make these super big so everybody can read it
Yeah,
at
that's
home.
amazing. I need to do that. See, but right there, they credited me, my FAN, my FAFO and Associates
Your
watermark is on there.
FAO Associates, guys. Her merch is coming, okay? The F
It's
around
coming
and
out.
find out associates, it's coming. And y'all support your girl. So look at
I
this
appreciate
mess.
it, Miller.
Every time I see her and her hair, I'm sorry, it makes it when I make it
How
big,
do
it
you
like
have a hair care line?
child, did you see her at the bakery? I said,
Girl,
what?
how is your hair
Oh,
looking oily and dusty at the same time?
I have tea on the bakery thing. Hold on. I'm trying to find the part where her lawyer
Oh, if
said,
you
I mean,
go down a little bit further. You could go down
okay.
more because this is a very long article.
Let me make this bigger. Hopefully,
Yeah.
maybe that'll help
If you
with
go
that.
down, it says, I'm gonna stop you when I see it. Go down more.
All right.
It's coming up. Go down more, it's coming up. It says a
All right.
spokesperson.
Oh, wait.
It's
Did I
coming
skip
up.
it?
No, it's coming.
Okay.
It's
No?
coming. Right there. Right
Okay.
there. A spokesperson for Lively tells Page Six. I guess this is your page if you want to take it.
Page 6 exclusively and responsibly collaborated and reached an agreement with the director and her co-star before filming the scene. That is the entire point here, and that is what Mr. Baldoni did not do.
And I want to
Oh,
reiterate before you go, Mr. Baldoni is not acting in this movie. Mr. Baldoni is the star, the director, it's the filmmaker. He owns the
oh,
rights to this movie. He can make changes he wants to without running it by you, Miss Lively. Why are we missing that point? Paul Feig allowing you to run all over his set does not equate doing the same thing on It Ends With Us. And we know Paul Feig went in there to disarm Justin Baldoni because I posted that podcast of Paul Feig talking to Jamie Heath. And Justin, I don't know if
mhm.
you got a chance to see
No,
where
I
Paul
haven't seen.
Feig. So Paul Feig went on a Justin Baldoni and Jamie Heath's podcast before they started filming It Ends With Us, where he tells them, have no confidence. The biggest thing you could do is to have no confidence, be ready for anybody's input and allow yourself. He literally uses the words, allow yourself to have no confidence, which I'm like, did Paul Feig go in there to disarm Justin Baldoni before Blake took over? Because why are you telling this man to have no confidence? Oh, I thought you would have seen this by now. It's on my Instagram and TikTok both. Maybe I can find it.
Sometimes I be so in the weeds, I don't even get all the receipts. I did not know about that, but the word confidence is
Yep, it's
bizarre.
very telling. Yep.
But see, I've never heard someone say don't have confidence. Maybe don't have an ego. Be willing to
No,
listen to others.
I will
That's one
quote
thing.
him.
Don't have any confidence. So he's basically don't have any confidence in yourself. Be a complete cuckold like I am,
Mhm.
and prostrate yourself
He
before
says, have
Khaleesi,
enough confidence
Plantation
to
Khaleesi, and
have no confidence.
hold on, let me
Yeah.
close that out. Let me see if I can
Let me
find
see if I can pull
where.
that up.
Yeah, pull that up. Send me a link, add it to this,
Because
or if
he
it maybe like
says, yeah, they probably will let me put it up. Paul
let me
Feig
see.
pretty much told him, have enough confidence to have no
What, is
confidence.
it on your YouTube or just your
It's on
TikTok?
my TikTok and my Instagram. I don't think I put it on
Let me go to
YouTube. I should have probably
Instagram.
done that.
Let me go to Instagram.
Let
Yeah,
me
you
see.
definitely. Guys, we're just winging this. I mean, we just talking today,
Yeah,
okay?
I know.
Oh,
I
where is
wish
here it is.
you'd have to
Okay.
go down. You'd have to
Oh,
go
let me
down a while to see it. I don't know though. Oh, I found it. I don't know if I can. Can I
do you see the
present?
screen? Which one
Oh,
is
okay. I
it?
can see. Keep going. That's easier. Go down further.
Okay.
And you're gonna see there's gonna be a picture of Blake and Paul Feig at the top, and I'm in like a teal slash blue dress. If you spot it before me, go. You're
Okay.
almost there. It's coming up.
Okay.
It's coming up. Oh, right there. Go back up.
Wait, wait,
Go back up a little bit. Go right there. Right
where?
there. Paul Feig and Blake on the bottom, and Justin and Blake at the top.
Okay, here it is. Okay, let's look at this.
Paul Feig. Just listen. We're a studio, Wayfair Studios. One particular project we're doing is a book that's called It Ends With Us, written by Colleen Hoover. Partnering with a major studio. And it's a big deal for us, right? Big property.
Justin's at the helm directing this. So now we're about to go into prep and all the stuff for this movie. And he's going in, he's going to do brilliant. And yet, there's this person in the back of your mind, in the shoulder, that's reminding you of how you can fail, how you may not do this right, and such and such. What would you say in your experience? And maybe this is addressed in that question, but also in general, as people, humanity, and as men, as we question ourselves all the time. What do you say to a Justin?
I say, let it happen. It's going to be there. I don't trust anybody who doesn't have super confidence going into anything means you're not open to other people's input. My thing I always say is you have to be confident enough to have no confidence. Because
I love that so much.
I
love it.
Or Justin.
I love that. That hits deep, and I resonate so much with that.
Did Blake send Paul Feig in there to disarm Justin? Had Paul Feig told Justin Baldoni anything other than have enough confidence to have no confidence? You're telling me we wouldn't be in this position? The irony of Paul Feig being the one to give Justin that advice is stunning. I wonder how many times he had just allowed himself to have no confidence and let Blake Lively walk all over him. Paul Feig is who did this to us? That's who we are jumping? We ride at dawn. We fucking ride at dawn. Paul Feig, you're going to answer for your crimes. I finally figured out who we can blame for this situation. I mean, Melanie, that is just crazy. And this interview took place January of 2023 before production started. Why is Paul? And I can see Justin, you can see him there just like allowing himself to receive this information like it's something to be proud of. And even seeing the way he's reacting lets me know he was always going to allow Blake some form of power on that set because that's just who he is. But imagine, you have somebody like Paul Feig who's worked with Blake in the past telling you, have no confidence. Every moment he's probably like, remember what Paul Feig said? He's worked with Blake before. Allow her to have her. This is why we're here, girl. We jump in Paul Feig.
What in the world? I'm actually glad we're here, though. I'm actually very happy that we're here because, it's just exposing these two, and we don't know how many people they have done this to in the past. We've seen receipts of different things, and we know this happens in Hollywood all the time, especially if you have big power players behind you. Ryan Reynolds is seen as an A-lister, so he's going to get away with a lot. You saw how WME came to Captain Save-A-Ho to try to rescue him from his own demise, but it's really not working because they just nobody trusts the media anymore. They want to hear real people talking about these things who don't have skin in the game, who aren't trying to do pay for play. I don't care if no one in Hollywood ever talks to me. I don't care if I ever get an interview. I'm just going to grab receipts. We don't need you anymore. We are going to talk to real people about these things. So it's just, I actually think this was a good thing. I actually think it's going to help bring down parts of Hollywood or just have people question it, as well as mainstream media, because the New York Times was supposed to be the gold standard. I mean, I've known it's not been for a long time, but a lot of people, when you hear New York Times, it just feels like, oh, well, it's just oozing credibility. And I think this is showing, no, they play these games just like the tabloids. They'll label some as tabloids and some as, prestigious, but at the end, they're all playing the same game. They're all paid. Yeah. They're all trying to, get eyeballs and clicks, or they have some agenda or narrative that they're trying to spin. And know what I just realized, girl? We were talking about your live about Bohemian with Bohemian Diva or Bohemian Girl, and we didn't went off into it.
We're gonna bring it back.
We got to go back to it.
I'm gonna bring it back, but I wanted to say though.
Go ahead.
I agree with what you were just saying, because I think Justin they had to find the perfect victim in a sense. Because I feel like had they done this to anybody else, I don't think the response would have been the same. Pick any other director in Hollywood. They could have, accused somebody else of this, and maybe there would have been some support, but I don't see me getting out of bed to defend some other guy. I've followed Justin from Jane the Virgin, and then even there are people who claim they've never seen anything from him, but just somehow this did not sit right with their soul. Like, this did not make sense. And that's how you've had that much good karma piled up for you in the world. Like, this was the moment you needed your karma to come to light and help you. Because had this been anybody else, they probably would have steamrolled over this person. But they picked the right. This is what they mean when they say you got the right one. Like, you fucked around and you're really about to find out this time. Because anybody else, I don't think we would have cared.
I didn't know anything about Justin Baldoni. I didn't know about this movie. I didn't know anything about it. And I
Yeah.
just so happened to start looking at things with it a few months ago. And then that's what like it piqued my interest, and I started looking into it. Then I saw how Justin Baldoni was, and then I'm looking at the evidence, I'm looking at the complaint, and I'm seeing all of this, and I'm like,
It doesn't work. Doesn't
this
work.
guy, this there's a lot of guys in Hollywood that I would not bat an eye at and would be like, and would not care about this case. But this guy, the guy who was like a male feminist, a guy that was trying to hold himself accountable, who was for
Yeah.
women, and to have it's almost Shakespearean in how
It's
this is all
amazing.
happening. Like this guy that was standing up for women and believe women and all of these things really birthed from the Me Too movement. And then he is the guy getting Me Too'd falsely. And the New
Yeah.
York Times and all of these, like the delusion to pick him. And like again, I'm not a stan of his. A lot of women find him very attractive. I'm not doing it because of that.
Same.
I understand why you find him attractive. He's not my cup of tea, but I'm
Yeah.
saying like I have nothing for Justin other than I want justice for this man who was wrongly accused. Also, Jamie Heath and his entire production company.
Exactly. And one of the points I keep making is this man worked on Jane the Virgin for 8 years. I believe they had 7 or 8 seasons. He was like or one of I think 3 men on that cast. It was a predominantly woman cast. You telling me he was just lying dormant this whole time, and it was you, Blake Lively, and your postpartum body that brought him out of his abuse, like harassment shell? Please get out of here. Gina Rodriguez was his co-star. Yael Gobles was his co-star. He had actual intimate scenes with these people. Your scenes was like 15 seconds. Now I understand it took longer to shoot, but you cannot convince me. He officiated Gina's wedding. He married Gina and her husband. That was his co-star for 8 years. Intimate scenes, kissing scenes. They had a baby on that show. Everything. You don't go off to officiate somebody's wedding if you worked with them for that long and you had any type of inappropriate business with them. And people keep asking, well, why isn't Gina supporting him now? Why isn't? And I said that is what an actual feminist would do. He would not let women that he's worked with come out and speak against another woman in this moment. Now, when we get to trial and he needs character witness, 100%. But I can literally see Gina every day be like, Justin, I want to post something for you. And him being like, absolutely the fuck not. You will not stand for me. And I could just see this conversation happening. And I don't know this man from a can of paint, but when somebody show you who they are, you have to believe them. This man has lived his life a certain way, in the light, out of the light. And all these stories and everything popping up about Blake and Ryan, where is the one about Justin? They don't exist. He lived his life right when nobody was watching and when people were watching, which is why he literally is in Hawaii, not paying $1 to PR, and we're literally doing free PR for this man. How
Child.
does it make sense that the accused is on vacation? The accuser is working in a donut shop trying to reclaim her image. Do you see how
Oh,
crazy this is? You're working
it's insane.
overtime to convince us that you're a victim. Your accuser's on vacation, girl. Do you see that man's biceps? He's been working out. He's eating good. He does not care one bit. He sleeps well at night. That's how you know you did not do your research about the victim you picked. Had you just done a
Mm,
little bit of research, you would have known, yeah, maybe next time on another project, but not this one. But I know
and
for a
you know,
fact they didn't do their research.
while you were saying that, something just
It
popped.
hit
I just
you.
remember
I saw
hit
you
me.
get hit.
You talked about the bakery, and you had talked about it before, but I want to show y'all something that just came out. Remember, like at the bakery, hold on, let me see if I could pull this up. It's from the Daily Mail, and I am trying to get this. Okay, here it is. Here it is. Let me pop this in so I can share it with everybody. Guys, I'm not used to doing it this way. So forgive me if it's a little janky right now. Hold on, where is it?
It's fun though.
I think this is the one. No, that's from the 4th. Oh no, this is it. Okay, why does the date say the 4th? Okay. Guys, all right. So I know you reported on this. Everybody reported on this, right? I reported on
Mhm.
this. Daily Mail does not let me make it, but so big. Look at something I found out about this. Okay. So this is like basically a follow up to that whole thing. And then her, I don't know if
Mhm.
you covered this. Did you cover this already? It's a
The
follow up
yes.
from the Daily Mail, and how now her sources are saying that it missed the mark and she was just trying to do blah blah blah, which I'm gonna do in another video. But look at something that I found in here. It says there
Federal
it was a
regulation.
PR stunt. No, listen to this. It was a PR stunt and an effort to gain back her fans, showing her softer side, which people loved her for. Who? Where are these fans? Who love Blake Lively? She wanted to show that she truly cares about people, but in hindsight, she really missed the mark on this. So the way she shows she cares about people is by jumping into her friend's bakery with her hair all over the food, her personal drink on the food, her underarms just assaulting the food. But that's not even the one. I'm being petty. Okay.
I
Look
love
at
it.
there's two things I want to point out in this next one. You ready?
Mhm.
Federal regulations in every state specify that women need to wear hairnets when handling food. Blake wore her long hair down. This is also the responsibility of the donut shop to make sure health regulations are adhered to. So her source is now blaming her friend that owns this bakery to say the owner was responsible for the health regulations,
Mhm.
not me. I was just there.
Crazy.
This
This is
nasty
crazy.
heifer is blaming even her friend for her PR stunt, but that's not even the true tea. Look at the
Wow.
next sentence, y'all. But everyone was so excited to have Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds there that this was likely overlooked. Ryan was there.
I know he
I
was
did not
there.
I did not know that he was there. Is he the one? It makes sense now why those photos of her look so raggedy. Because he always posts and take the worst pictures of his wife and
He
post
looked
them.
very clean though. I have the picture of him there. I actually have a video I made that I was gonna
I did
post
not
later
know that
today.
he was there. See,
Yeah, he was
y'all,
there.
that's why you have to follow Ellsworth because she be on top of tea that I didn't even know existed. I want to see
He
if they
was
have that photo.
most definitely there. I'm gonna see if I can text it to you real quick, or I can present it here. But yeah, he was there, and it kind of was like they must have convinced the owners of the bakery. We're gonna give you some promo because the picture that Ryan is of there is he posted a tiny picture of him in a corner of the of Blake's story, and he was hugging the man in the video with Blake in that apron. So it
I
left
did
me to
not.
wonder. Yeah, it left me to wonder was that now, girl? I got even more tea of a video I'm dropping later, but that's
Oh, look at this nasty mess with her
yeah.
nasty mouth.
Hmm.
That's what we want to eat, y'all. This is what we want to do. Child.
Apparently, here I'm sending that video here too. You can see him in a corner, and he looked very clean and polished, but somehow he let that lady leave the house looking like that. And somebody left a comment and saying she's probably wearing $40,000 worth of clothes working at that donut shop, trying to convince us she's a regular
Right.
person. But I did
Child.
notice her jeans were Levi's, so somebody told her look normal, wear some Levi jeans. But here, I found this let me see, can I
And my
present?
thing
I think I
about
can
it is
present.
that she's doing this to show people, her fans, that she's helping people and doing whatever, just popping up. Like, don't go to the homeless. Don't go anything like with anything of substance. Let me just cosplay as a commoner and jump back here and throw some of my hair in their food.
All
And
right, I
I
got it
know
here.
the pictures of her.
I got that picture of Ryan. I'm gonna put it up on the stage. I guess you can put it up on
Oh,
the stage. I added it to the studio. That's him in a corner. And you see Rise? That's Rise
yeah.
Donuts. That's him in the
Okay.
corner. And it was
Yep,
like
there he.
another promotion, like they're promoting the business. So I don't know if they convinced the owner, hey, let's come in here, let's do this. We're gonna get you some business. And you know what? The owner right there in the gloves dipping the stuff. She doesn't have her hairnet on either, and her hair is down. So that might just be practices they adhere to over there. They don't like to put their hair up because,
Oh
and
my.
again, they're about to get themselves in trouble because you let Blake come in and have authorship of your donut shop, and now you might be getting a visit from the inspector, the health inspector.
Not
So,
authorship. Not
girl, you know they
authorship.
love that word. I
Girl,
love it for her.
I don't know who's pettier, you or me. I think you're pettier. I
I
think
don't
I'm
know.
like mid petty. I feel like you queen petty, but I feel like it's appropriate petty. Like it's not like petty without reason. It's like it's just
Me, I'm
bringing
going to
back your
hell.
own stuff and hitting them back with it. Guys, this is guys, I'm having too much fun with you.
My
I'm
petty
trying to
is I'm going to hell with you. Like I will go to hell with you.
no, we're going to heaven because we are fighting for justice right now. Ask you one last thing because I haven't heard many people talk about it. There is this I guess it's this charity, this group that her B for effort, her production company, as well as Maximum Effort, his stuff, Ryan's stuff, where they have this thing where they're trying to empower like people of, young women or disadvantaged or people colored to work in production and all of that. Now this was something that was started back in 2020 or either, oh, I'm so sorry, y'all.
That's okay.
2020 or 2021. I forgot do not disturb. 2020 or 2021. And what's weird to me, I looked recently and they updated it. They can't like their website. Do you remember the name of it?
I can't
It's
remember for the life of me.
it's a charity organization, guys, that they have. I'll try to look it up while I'm talking. But it's supposed to, give people chances in production and helping women or, people of color. They always like to slap that label on something and say
Mhm.
that they're doing something for people of color. So you can't criticize me. I'm one with the people. But what's weird to me is that you would think with all this going on and with all that her and Ryan would try to promote that more or do something more with that organization, but it's just been crickets. I don't even see her promote that even on her Instagram or anything else. And I'm trying to figure out, was this just their names were added to it, but they don't have anything
I,
to do? I just want to know if you have any tea about that at all.
I don't have any tea. The only thing I have that's funny, and Andy from Popcorn Planet brought that to my attention the other day, is when, speaking of the donut shop situation, is the fact that Blake Lively celebrated Black History Month, trying to sell $168 muffins. Remember that?
No, I
Remember
didn't see.
back in 2015 when she, girl, here, remember
Wait,
when
what?
she celebrated Black History Month? But now the pictures are gone. You can't find them anywhere. But she made these muffins.
Oh, wait, hold on. Sorry, sorry. Hold on. That's big as fat
Video.
corn, huh?
That's the video from the donut shop with the lady who works there also having no hairnet on. So they might have bit too much off.
Let me see. Let me see her. So
Mm-mm.
there's Blake. She's actually doing food service
Right
without a
here,
hairnet,
pretty sure
without her hair point.
I'm pretty sure her hair touches the donut right there.
Oh my gosh.
Nasty.
She's just playing. She's doing pretend play. You know how you
Yeah.
buy your kids the little kitchen and
Mm-hmm.
and they just pretend play and act like they're doing something, or they want to help you cook in the
Uh-huh.
kitchen, and then you just give them like they're just doing whatever, but they end up messing it up or whatever. She's just cosplaying as a commoner, and she thinks somehow this was a PR move in order to make her seem charitable or make her seem like, I forget what the words they said in the article. It
They're trying to
says
make her
here
seem
that she was
girl.
what?
Nasty.
It says it's not so much a PR stunt as much as an effort to gain back her fans by showing her softer side, which people loved her for. She really wanted to show she truly cares about people.
Yeah.
Was this
That's
her
just
showing that she cares about us?
girl.
Guys,
This is I just want you to look up. I can't share it from here, but maybe you can look it up. But you didn't know about the muffin situation when she tried to sell $168 muffins on Black History Month?
Blake Lively.
Just look up Lively muffins.
Not you knowing the exact coins. Blake,
Yeah.
what was it, $168 muffin?
$168 muffins, girl, during Black History Month. She really
What?
said, yeah, y'all go buy these muffins.
What? Wait,
Yes.
oh, here it is. Oh no. Hold on. All right, let me share this. Hold on. Y'all,
So
that's why I gotta are you
blueberry.
following Else Rich? Do you understand? Are y'all understanding her tea is immaculate? Okay. I just try to catch up to the tea. She has the real tea. So this is an old article, so it doesn't have all the pictures. Celebrate Black History Month, Lonely Valentine's Day with Blake Lively's $168 muffins.
Yep.
Child. So
Hmm.
wait. Not Plantation. Blake
Girl,
Lively recently
yes.
became a mother. Parental duties shared with hubby Ryan Reynolds. They always got to throw that in there because nobody knows who she is. So perhaps she's not thinking of calendar months as it's just savoring the moments, but February, which has been Black History Month since 1976. Okay, they're going into all of it, and then it says that it is probably not the best time to talk about Black coping mechanisms being the inspiration for her
Because
blueberry
you remember
muffin
her
recipe.
preserve brand.
Muffins that, according to her website, would cost a measly $168 to make. The very brief history lesson above is appropriate because Lively has been operating her own lifestyle website called Preserve, which is a lure of the antebellum, where she did a whole video and her whole um, an ode to her love of pre-Civil War South, of the South before slaves
Happened.
were freed. In
Well,
case you were wondering, which strikes to highlight certain American pastimes that she can help restore to their original glory. Read her
Melanie, did I
copywriter's
lose you?
description of the yummy muffins of suffering. Muffins of suffering? What? The blues began in the Deep South as a means to voice injustice and hardship in the African American community, from sharecropping right on up to Jim Crow. Same place most great American music comes from. It has evolved to influence all kinds of popular music and inspire many to take respite in good old down and out soulful singing. But it's more than music. It's a lingering mood that we kind of like, especially in the midst of the Valentine's fuss. It's a gardenia tucked behind your ear in tribute. Its lyrics are timeless, but the tunes are like a capsule brimming with 1,000 love letters lost. The blues evoke a time and place of suffering, inequality, and fear that romances us with nostalgia. Let's go there. Blue looks good on you, baby. Oops, I didn't kicked Ellsrich out of here, guys. I'm reading this. Uh-oh. Guys, I think I gotta bring Ellsrich back in a second. I think she hopped out. I was wondering why I couldn't hear her for a second. I think something glitched on her system, but let me continue reading this. Guys, I'm sorry. This video is all over the place. Just enjoy it. We're just having fun. And I'm waiting for her to let me see. I'm waiting for her to see if she can hop back in. I don't know what just happened. Okay, but I'm gonna finish reading this to you. We're pretty sure that Lively didn't want to stir anything up here except for a $125 batter. The extra 43 goes to her suggested Let's Spoon set, but such prose written about roots of sorrowful song being a place you want to go back to doesn't look good on you. Not me reading this and I didn't realize that you was gone. Yeah, you're back. I don't know what happened. No, you're on the
you had to
screen.
step
Yeah,
in,
yeah,
girl.
you're on the screen. I,
They said you can't let the muffin story get out there. I've never had this experience.
really? What is going on?
Crazy.
Y'all, they're trying the bots are coming for us. Y'all have to
You didn't
support
know
us.
about the
But
muffins?
you know, we'll wrap up now anyway.
Ah,
I did not know about her sharecropping and the
mhm.
South muffins. That they are actually, she wants to go back to those glory days. And that's when they say they didn't realize about their plantation wedding. Miss me with the BS. You have been waxing poetic and loving that slave core clothing line and doing all of these other things. Listen, there were actual slave
Still there.
cabins on the
Still there.
plantation all over the place with little notes
The place is called
about the slave cabin.
the place is
Yeah,
called
so
Boone
that you can
Plantation,
for
ma'am.
guests
Like,
to
what are you confused
enjoy
about?
at
The
their pleasure,
location
at
is
their
called
leisure.
Boone Plantation. There's no confusion.
And she lives in California. What roots do you and Ryan is Canadian? Why would you need to go to a plantation? You're not from the South, you're not from there. Why would you have a wedding ceremony on a
Yep.
plantation just random like
And then
it's
try
just
to lie
randomly just to go
and then
there?
try to lie
That
and say
makes
you went to Africa for your
no
honeymoon. You've never
sense at
stepped foot
all.
there,
Other than
Blake.
it was
I have
purposeful.
footage of Ryan. I have footage of Ryan in Africa about 14 years prior. But Blake, girl, you ain't
I
never
want to
stepped
see.
foot in nobody's Africa. And the fact that you say Africa, you didn't name the country, I know you're lying. Because it
I
gets
want
on
to
my nerve. What country? They
Oh,
can't tell you.
oh, that gets what country? What country? Right, right. It's just Africa is just Were you in Egypt? Were you in like were you in
Nowhere.
South Africa, Nigeria, Ghana? Like where were you
And
in
then
Africa? And I hate when people say that. Zimbabwe.
you've been there.
That's how you know someone has never, because you don't even speak like that if you've been there. Or
Specific.
somebody is not, they don't do much with like Asia or
Specific.
Europe. They'll usually say which
And
country they're
you
going
don't go
to.
to
But
Africa
this
for
is
your
how you
honeymoon
know
after getting
they're
married on a
ignorant
plantation.
and
Because
think that they can get
okay,
away with
what is the attraction of you going to
child.
Africa for your honeymoon? You would have known enough about Africa to have never considered getting married on a plantation. So unless you went to soften the blow, you still don't have any evidence, because Ryan, the way Ryan tells the story is they went to Africa for their honeymoon, but they had to leave early because he had other obligations. Didn't you know you had those obligations before you booked those flights? Lies again, because they still haven't told anybody what country they went to. So I'm going to go ahead and say they're lying about that too. Yeah, I've been
Because
watching.
I just did I've been doing lives with Crazy Days and Nights, also known as Auntie Laura. He's the blinds guy. That's where everybody gets their blind eyes items from him. And he told me that if you go back and you look at the interviews,
I've
the
heard that
stories he
theory.
tells about Blake, those are the exact same stories he told about Scarlett Johansson. He just repurposes them in order to spin them for Blake. It's just, I mean, we know these people are just professional gaslighters
Mhm.
and
Girl, that's
professional
fine.
liars. Like, this is just all they do. Now, the one last thing before we go, because I don't want to hold you too long, is that you were getting
Mhm.
into, I have not been able to explore this yet, but the whole fire situation with him setting a fire to a school, which we do know, guys, people with antisocial personality disorder, you know, a lot of people know him as a psychopath or sociopath. When they are children, they have, a lot of people know about them killing animals, but what you don't know as well is that they have a fascination with fire. This is something that they love fire. And it made me think about the Sixth Sense, because in the Sixth Sense there was a fire at the school where all these people died, and it goes into, you know, someone being an absolute like you're insane,
So
you're clinically
I did a
insane
little
if this
stint
is
in
something that you're doing.
Ottawa, Canada, Ontario
What
myself,
have you
because I
pulled
lived
up
there. I
with
went to
that?
college in Vermont, so I spent a lot of time in Ottawa. So and it's very interesting when you look up Ryan Reynolds Elementary School, you get about 4 to 5 different options, which is very bizarre. But I got confused at first because I was looking in Vancouver, because we know he was born in Vancouver, but he actually didn't live in Vancouver. Him and his family lived in Vanier, Ottawa, which, I mean, it's part of Ottawa now, but back in the day, it was its own kind of town. And I got about 3 different schools. I got a John Fisher, I got a Saint John Aquinas, I believe, and another school that I can't remember. The long and the short of the story is, for some reason, none of those schools have any record of ever having a fire, which leads me to believe the real school that had the fire has been eliminated from record. Now, I reached out to the city archives in Ottawa, and I had a couple people on the ground in Ottawa do the legwork and the footwork, and they also say it's very bizarre because Ottawa has a very extensive, meticulous system of keeping track of everything that happens in the city, in the town, and for some reason, you cannot find anything. I do, however, find I found an interview of him telling the story of setting the fire, but Melanie is different from the way he tells the story in the newspaper, which makes me believe one of those stories are true. I'm gonna post that video later, maybe today or tomorrow. But in the video that I found, he's sitting on a on a panel, an AOL panel back in the day, and he's asked, what did you want to be before you became an actor? And instead of just giving a typical normal answer, he goes into the fact that his dad was a cop, his brother was a Mountie, which is what they call the cops in Canada, and he wanted to be something in that field. I'm paraphrasing here. And once on a weekend, him and his brother went to the school and tried to set a fire. But in a newspaper, he says he set a fire to a tree and it caught a wing of the building. And he hopes some poor schmo isn't in jail for it, and he hopes the statute of limitations have passed. Now, we also know he was throwing firecrackers in people's mailboxes as a kid. And we also know he tried to be a firefighter and he was denied the application when he applied. Firefighters.
They try to become firefighters. And why that is another thing, when these people who are antisocial personality disorder, when their fascination goes to the point of wanting to be around fire all the time. It's just like
Mhm.
a I'll say a pederast. Okay, I won't
E
say the other word.
PDF.
That's a different term for gepedos or pedophile. Okay, that they will try.
Mhm.
Yeah, they would try to work in something that has close proximity to children because like it
Yeah.
gives them access. Same thing if you have a fascination with fire, this is something that you would do. But what kind of
Mm-mm.
psycho is setting off, like people say, well, kids do all types of crazy. No, 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 that's you and your household. Know that you are a psycho. Something's wrong with your parenting, your parents, your family,
Yeah.
because that was not around me and mine. Like where that is just a normalized thing. I know you see it in the movies, Dennis the Menace, that type of thing. But that's not normal behavior for a child to engage in, putting firecrackers in people's mailboxes that could
Yeah.
actually take somebody's hand off or blow up in their face. This is like Unabomber type level
And then
of derangement. And then setting a fire to a tree? Like, and he's telling it proudly,
and
just
then
like Blake
you
Lively
factor all
tells the
that
story
in,
about
and
her
and I
blackface
watch a lot of Fire
proudly.
Country, a lot of the
It's
fire
just a
shows,
joke.
Chicago Fire, and
Everyone
I think
does
they
it.
call them firebugs. When they're younger, they will set fires and then wait, and they lurk for the fire response to show up, and they wait to see if there's casualties, and if there's they get off on that. So I found that interesting when he was sitting on a stage telling the story. I try to look in his face, and it's almost as if he went somewhere else. I'm gonna post that video maybe later tonight or tomorrow morning, but you could see it was almost like he was recollecting something. But he talks about, and then you add what he said to the newspaper back in 2004. I believe you. You don't need to convince me you were trying to be an arsonist, and trying to be a firefighter tells me everything I know. And then I found this. I think Blake got him an image, a portrait done of him when he was younger, and he said something to the effect of, if our house ever caught fire, I this is the first thing I'm gonna save before I come back and save a person. That's not all. He wished his brother happy birthday, I think back in 2013. And again, he comes back to the fire. He says something to the effect of, if our house was to ever catch fire, just know that I will get myself out first, but I'll also try to get, people with real experience to come and save you. It's just, the signs are there, Melanie. That's all I'm going to say, is the signs are there. And who am I to argue? Who am I to argue with a man who says he set fire before? I believe you. I believe that man. Everything he
Oh, the
says,
signs
as
are
much as he lies a lot, he tells the truth a lot. You just have to listen. I think he's telling the truth all the time, actually. I don't think he's ever joking or ever lying. He's just saying it in a different way.
yes. That what
Mhm.
I have been saying. He
It's haha.
disguises truth as a joke. So if anybody's offended or anybody questions him or anything comes back on him, it's you can't take a joke. It was just it's
Mhm.
the same thing he said that Justin Baldoni can't sue him over hurt feelings over the nice pool character. It was just a joke. It was just a parody. You can't take it. That man has been speaking truth over and
At all.
over and over, but because he's supposed to be funny, which I don't find him funny. I don't get it, but I guess I guess somebody does.
Mm-mm.
But he is actually telling on himself, and so is Blake Live. She's not as good at it. She's not at the level he is. I believe that she is narcissistic. I believe that she's a narcissist, but there's levels to this, and there's different types of
Light
narcissists. But
years.
I
Light years
believe
ahead of her.
he is way above where she is. I think he's more intelligent than
100%.
she is. Yeah, and I believe she tries to play his game, and which is I think what happened with Justin Baldoni was like she's used to taking over the film and all of that. And I do believe the
100%.
plan, the sexual harassment, all of that. My opinion is that that was Ryan Reynolds. That was Ryan Reynolds pushing that forward because she wasn't getting what she wanted in the normal way. Like she can run all over the cuckold Paul Feig, and he has no confidence. He just prostrates himself and just lets himself get
Mhm.
run over. Justin Baldoni, they thought he would be the same way because he's a nice guy,
Of course.
but they didn't realize no,
Of course.
he's a nice guy, but he's still going to hold his
Yeah.
ground to some degree. Now he's made mistakes,
Yeah.
even letting Blake
100%.
Lively go as far as she did, but I do believe it
100%.
was
And
Ryan Reynolds. Like
they
she's
they
too
always find a
young.
way to snitch
She
on
can't even
themselves.
get
You
a
just have to give
bakery.
them the opportunity. In every interview, in
So guys,
every time there's a mic and a
mhm.
camera on, I don't know that they forget it's there, but I think they've demented themselves, and they've believed for so long. Like Ryan said, and Brian Freedman did not let him forget. he believes he's too big to fail. I've been saying that all this time, and I didn't even know Ryan had said that. They believe, which is why they haven't apologized, which is why they haven't let this go. They truly believe they're way too big to fail. There's no way this is how the ship sinks. There's no way they work this long to go down because they try to take a movie from a Justin Baldoni. Like, this is not how we go down, right? They're probably in the house looking at each other like, we got this. We got this. We're going to make it through. 100%.
They really do.
Icarus.
Like, I mean, but they flew too close to the sun, and listen, they got the right ones. They got the right one today, if you want to say it in more layman's terms. Yeah. And so Justin came with the receipts. We've all come with receipts. Guys, if you are not following Elsrich, what are you doing with your life? Like it is imperative. Even I feel shame because I have not looked at all the receipts that she brought up today. But it was good because you were able to expose me to these things. So please, I'm going to put the link to her Instagram, her TikTok, her X,
I'm gonna
and
say,
her YouTube,
I mean, I started on
all
Instagram,
below.
but
What
then
is,
again,
like,
I
your
had
main
like
platform,
900
would you
followers,
say?
which I saw today. I had almost 22,000, which is mind blowing. Then I went on TikTok and I saw I have 34,000. I never look. I literally just make the post and I go about my business, which is mind blowing. And I made 10K on YouTube yesterday. I got on YouTube a month ago. So how I have 10,000 subscribers, I don't know, but I'm appreciative. I'm
You know why you got 10. You know why. Listen, I'm gonna tell you why. Because your receipts are immaculate, and you really dig in, and you are bringing up things that the rest of us are talking
Yeah, I
about.
just make it and go.
Like, and I do understand. Like, a lot of times, I just make the video. I don't look at the count. I don't look at who's doing. Just make it and just keep on going, guys.
I
You are
know.
going to
I
want to
actually
check
go
her out
ahead.
again. I will leave all
Tomorrow
of her
we're
links
doing
below, and we have
a
got to
charity
do some more.
drive for my
I
charity
heard
back home in
Andy.
Ghana.
Um,
Yeah, I actually had my
I heard
brother-in-law
Andy
go
say
there today. Yeah, we have an
fundraising.
orphanage, two orphanages actually that we've supported since I was maybe 12 years old. Well,
Oh,
my family's been supporting it forever, but I've been involved since I was like 13. I actually took like 12 of my high school friends to Africa with me, to Ghana, when we were in high school, to work at the orphanage for about 3 weeks. We slept there. We slept at my boarding school. It was a great experience for them. I mean, I'm from there, so I didn't need the experience. But till this day, I still have, and we had about 5 parents join us. And till this day, they still thank me for that grounding experience and seeing what others have. And, just again, I'm appreciative. But my brother in law went there today to take videos of the kids, because I was like, what do you guys need? And it's literally like, we need food, girl. Like, because I know, and Andy wants me to, send him a link for people to buy stuff on Amazon, but girl, they need food. They don't care about, backpacks and fancy stuff. Like, they want some shoes and some underwear and some food. So, every birthday. Um, so we buy the
how do
food
what do
locally.
we
So like
do
me
to
and my husband, like every month
get
when we do like
food,
a
get
monthly budget for
like,
like our
what do
family,
we do?
some of that goes there. Every year when we do our budget, some of that goes there. Our businesses in Ghana literally supports them that way. They've been trying to build to get a bigger spot. We got some land, which they don't know yet, but we're trying to build a space for them. We're working on that now. So we're gonna do like a donation drive tomorrow. Whatever you can send, I promise. I'm not keeping $1. I know some people is like, "Girl, you think I'm the only reason I'm even bringing this to light is before I was doing everything on my own." But I'm like, if I have 10,000 subscribers and 30,000 followers here, or whatever, if everybody gives me even $1, these kids gonna eat for 2 years. What are we doing here? Like, who am I not to put them on? So I know it's my birthday and I'm turning 30, but nothing you're sending is for me. I want to make that clear. I will not keep $1. Nothing is going to my pocket.
Yes,
If I get $3, it's going to them. If I get $30,000, I will show you in perfect currency. They're getting that money. They're getting some rice, some oil, some water, some shoes. I love that. I'm so like, you can, I don't know if you can see, but I'm like, that's my favorite thing.
you have
Yeah,
blown my
Cash App, PayPal.
you blew my mind.
Friday, I'm turning
I
30, April
need the
4th.
link. Do we is it a Cash App or something? But it is also
The
what's your
funny thing is,
birthday?
tomorrow is
What's your
actually my
birthday?
birthday. But my mom made a mistake when she made my passport and she
Oh
put the 4th.
my
So I
gosh.
can't be out
Well,
here saying
early
my birthday.
happy
Yep, girl, don't. So tomorrow technically is my birthday, April 3rd, but my documents say April 4th. So thank you. I appreciate it. I know. So funny enough, my parents, the
no,
thing is,
that
there's
just
an
means you
argument.
get
My
2
dad says
days
he
to
was in the living
celebrate.
room
Well,
and I was
actually, the
born
whole
on a
month to
third, and
celebrate
my
your
mom says it
birthday.
was after midnight, but my dad swears it was 11:58. So that's the reason why there's the confusion. So my dad wishes me happy birthday on the third. My mom wishes me happy birthday on the fourth. My grandma stays out of it and wishes me happy birthday on the fifth. It's a mess. And my husband just like, it's a mess.
What I
No. Mm-mm.
would give to be at a
Nope.
family
And they're
gather,
not
a family
together anymore, so
celebration
they
of
literally
yours,
fight. They
and
see, did your
you
mom
know,
text you
fight
yet?
it
No,
out
I'm texting you
about your
first.
birthday.
Just let
Oh
your
my
mom
god!
know I got
Well,
here
what?
first. And my mom is like, just let him know April 3rd is not your birthday. And he jumped the gun. And my grandma is like, girl, what day is it? Is it the 8th? Happy birthday, whatever. And my husband is like, when she's too old to be bothered. She cannot care. But I love it. I love the chaos. That's literally
She
my
too
life.
old to be in this.
Yeah. It's way chaotic.
Oh my god, I
Yes, tomorrow I'm
love it.
getting
I
all the
love
links together
it.
tonight.
No, we have got to. Is it
Yeah.
the link that we can like? Is it a
Yeah.
link? Send me the
Yeah.
link for this so that I can make sure. And
Yeah.
then even tomorrow, I
And
will
I'm
make sure
gonna
I try
have
to
some
point
videos
people
from
to
the
going
kids.
over
Yeah,
there
they
to
recorded today, and I was like, "Y'all
donating and
quality is so
doing this.
bad.
And
Maybe I should get y'all some
girl, this is
Wi-Fi." Like,
wonderful.
they were trying to sing me happy birthday. I'm like, I could barely hear y'all. Get it together. No, but and
Listen,
I know people. I don't
listen.
want anybody to think this is like I think I have followers now, so I'm trying to take advantage. No, I've been doing this since I was a child. If y'all didn't give $1, I'm still doing this. Like it's not. I just look at the opportunity as if I could have given them 10 meals with everybody, we could give them 100 meals. That's the way I'm looking at it. So it's no pressure. If you don't want to give, I swear to God, I don't. I'm not pressuring you. But if you do, just know you're changing somebody's life. You're feeding somebody. Like $1 here feed somebody there for the entire day. Here, you can't even get a meal for $1, but a $1 is like 3 meals in my country. So I don't care what you want to donate tomorrow or whenever day. If you want to send me cash up out the blue and be like, hey, it's for them. I will literally show you the evidence of them getting it. And I can't wait for tomorrow to show all the pictures from when I was younger, riding around with them barefoot in the mud, playing around. And again, I'm humbled by, how many people want to follow me, but I looked at myself and I was like, girl, this is the biggest opportunity you're going to get to help these kids more than you've ever had. Every birthday, every Christmas, me and my family, we don't do it big like that. That's where we are every Christmas. My husband, like, we have a tree in our house here. We get ourselves something, but they get the gifts. I have multiple videos and pictures of every Christmas. My mother-in-law frying chicken in the house to go give to them, like making rice to go give to them. That's what we do. Like, I do not, I don't want anything for my birthday, guys. I swear to God, don't. I have a place to live. My son is good. We are in good health. I'm trying to help him.
I'm gonna tell y'all now. Listen, nobody better say anything about she's trying to do this for herself.
Thank you. I
Listen,
appreciate it.
y'all. You see how authentic she is. You hear what's going on. This is absolutely beautiful. And if I can
Yeah,
support it anyway, I'm gonna get this link out there. I'm gonna be
definitely.
on that. I'm
Yeah.
gonna pop through and get my comment, donate my money for this because this is absolutely beautiful. And it honestly, it gives with all of us making this content and things like that, it just, it just shows like with you doing this how authentic as they try to smear content creators covering this as misogynistic and hate women, and then you see that we're real
Yeah.
people and we care about real things in real life. It isn't just about gossip and drama.
Yeah.
That's just what is popping right now. This
100%.
is something we're invested in. I think all of us want to fight for justice, but it comes from a real place. It doesn't come from a place of just clicks and views. Like we really feel it, and I know for me for sure
Yeah.
that's why I'm invested. And so when I hear you talk
No,
about
don't
this,
question
that
it.
just
I grew up like
elevates the
that.
conversation for me, and even make me question myself. Okay, and what am I doing? Okay, it don't matter. Like I'm just thinking, like God, Melanie, what are you doing, like to give back?
Yeah.
You may be sitting here
And I
watching this,
always
like what am I
say,
doing to give back? But this
yeah,
is
it's
something
cool.
I
If anybody
definitely
ever wants
want
to
to
come to
contribute to
Ghana, you don't,
and
if,
promote.
if you're
Thank you
trying to
for
go
even
there to
thank you for
like have Dirty December fun in December, like that's your business. But any other month, any other, year you want to come, you could stay at my house. You could go work at the orphanage and you could come home and, eat some good food because I cook really well too. So, but that's what we do when we go home. Like I've never been to Ghana during the peak year months when it's like tourism months because I'm not going there for tourism. I'm from there. I only go there when it's like I haven't been home in a while and I have to go see my grams or I have to go see the kids and have some fun there. So it's I'm excited. I'm actually getting a little bit emotional. I didn't think I would, but I'm pretty excited. Yeah.
oh. Guys,
Yeah.
you hear this, please, please, please support her. Once she gives me the link, I'm going to add it to this video, but even tomorrow, I'm going to make sure I push that out and promote it
Yeah.
so you guys can know what you can do. Make
I
sure you are
know.
following her
It
as
was
well, 'cause I know you're gonna put it
amazing.
all on your socials. This was so beautiful. This was better than I thought.
Yes.
It was janky in the beginning, which I think I'm going to put the
Yeah.
blooper here at the end of this video, guys. You're going to want to stay tuned to see us trying to get this
Same. I would
together
love
to
to.
film for
If
this.
you,
But when we talked
yeah,
about
this
it,
is
but
not when he's like,
this
I
was
gotta have
awesome.
you
I gotta
back.
have you
Never
back.
again. She was
No,
crazy.
I'm not. Like I'm begging. I'm begging.
No.
All right, let me. Okay.
How
So
do I
this is
look on your
pre-recorded.
end? I'm good.
Yeah, you look good. Your camera is a little bit low, but your angle, I can fix my angle so I'm a
Oh,
little bit
hold
lower,
on.
so you aren't. Yeah, just so we like, girl, because I don't want them to think I'm like Blake Lively and I'm trying to be above
Girl,
you.
no.
It's
It's my
villain.
gimbal. It's the stupid camera. My husband bought this for me. It's the DJI thing. It's amazing, but like it has its
It won't
moments.
fit.
Yeah, but it tries to follow me around. Oh Lord, see.
That's better. That's good.
No, I'm
That's
out of
good. Don't even.
focus. Am I in
Oh
focus?
no, just move your hands around your face. A lot of times it'll focus back, like if you're moving.
Let me
No,
see.
it's
It
like
says recenter. Oh Lord, no.
it
See?
wants your mic.
Okay, how about now? Nope.
Yeah, it's
Nope.
perfect. It's perfect. It's
Okay,
perfect.
it
Don't
is.
even. Yep. Don't even touch it.
Oh, I touched it.
Oh, you touching it now? Okay, wait.
Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ. Don't do this. Don't do this.
Well,
Be
I
for
feel
real.
like this
Be
should
for
be
real.
included so
I
people
know
can know.
this should really go. Oh God, it's doing it. Oh, okay. Hold on. Voila.
Perfect.
Eats.
Okay. It's our
The
intro.
camera clocked me so bad. It said, girl, stop. I know what I'm doing. Okay, I think it's good now.
Okay, all right, here we
This
go.
is fun. We haven't started anything. Why are we having fun, Melanie?
I know. I'm trying to
I
do
want to
it.
call you med school so badly.
You want to call me med school?
Melanie from the game, Melanie and Derwin. Did you ever watch
Oh,
the game?
yes.
I want to call you med school so
When I was
badly.
younger, people would call me melon head because of my big head. They would
Oh
take
no.
melon. And how what's his name? Ari Emanuel called Justin Baldoni
Baloney?
they used to call me Melanie Baloney. Like it used to be
Oh
like
yeah. To try to yeah.
it
That's
was
childish.
it was so childish. So childish.
This camera
All
is
right.
wild because nope. Oh God.
We do
Melanie
not like
girl, my bad. It
we
doesn't
do
do
not.
this often. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna
It's like
put it
automatically trying to get to you.
I'm gonna
And
put
that's
it on like manual. Oh, see, now it flipped. Okay.
there he is.
Oh, it's on
You-
face track enabled. That's why. It's tracking. Oh Lord, see.
Oh.
Because whenever I move my head, it's supposed to be, it's like a fancy camera, but it's annoying. It's supposed to be for like if you're a content creator and you're moving around, it follows you so you don't have to move. But
Yeah,
I'm
I have
stable.
the original one. It's like a little one and
Yeah, that's what I have. Is
if
the
you're vlogging,
DJI? Yeah.
it's like a little
I think
thing
it's
and
perfect for vlogging.
it's perfect for
Yeah.
vlogging. Like you don't have to even think. I used to go to like amusement parks
See?
and film and stuff. Oh yeah. You
Yep.
better not move. This thing is
I'm good now. I think I'm gonna be like this. Is she okay? Is she being held hostage? I'm good.
hold up a sign that you're
Yeah,
okay.
I'm good. Allegedly. I'm good. Allegedly. We really need to get started. We could do this all day, probably.
Okay, all right, here we go.